Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. This is Geaux Stros, and we are back. It seems like it's been forever. It's just been a few days, but it feels like forever when I don't do a live stream for the Astros. If I'm doing them every day for like a solid week, like I was during my summer break, then it just feels like part of normal everyday life. And when I don't do it for a couple of days, it feels like it's over almost. It's weird when you do live streaming almost every single day and then suddenly you're not. Hurricane stream for me. Oh man, there's a hurricane. I understand the feeling. We had a typhoon here. It come through Japan, went basically all the way through Japan from the west to the east a little while back. Luckily here, we were batting down the hatches, but luckily by the time it got here, we just got kind of like, it had weakened a lot to a tropical storm, and all we got was just some very slight wind and just a little rain. It was almost nothing, and most of it happened in the middle of the night while I was asleep. I didn't even really experience much. Florida, figures. Okay. I was wondering if it was Gulf area. Yeah, I'm from Louisiana. I guess you could say originally I was born there, but when I was a little kid, I was raised in Houston for the early part of my life, and then we moved to Louisiana when my dad lost his steelworking job at Armco. Get my camera adjusted here. But I remember being in Houston for Hurricane Alicia. If you go back in time and look at the information on that, I'm sure you can find information on Hurricane Alicia. That'll give you an idea of just how long ago it was that I was in Houston, or living there, rather. It's been some time. But I remember that hurricane being pretty bad. It tore down a beautiful old willow tree that was right behind our house, and caused some other damage to our property, but caused a lot of damage to a lot of people's property. I'm going to see if I can jack the microphone audio up here today, because I can't talk very loud. It's 3 o'clock in the morning here, and the last thing I want to do is disturb my neighbors. My neighbor is these houses in Japan typically tend to be very close together, and this neighborhood is no exception. But my neighbor is a friend of mine. He's a good guy, really good guy. He's helped me out a lot, and I want to try to be cordial to him. So I've taken all the steps that I can to try to be not as loud. I even hung up a really big, thick blanket in front of the window behind me, way on the other side of the room, and put my computer on the opposite side of the house with my speaking facing away from his house, because on the other side of this wall there's a small garden. Somebody's growing vegetables and stuff out there, so there's no one on this side that I can bother, thankfully. So I don't have anyone on the right side or on the left side, because there's a road and a garden and some vegetables on these sides. So I moved myself in this part of the house specifically for that reason, so I don't bother anybody. I'm going to take a look at my settings here to see. Yeah, I've basically got everything turned up as high as I can get it. I got my mic up to 100%. I've got the output cranked up. That's about the best I can do with this voice, but the game is already going, and I didn't realize that. Rosarina is at the plate. It's with a 2-2 count, and that's a strikeout for Yusei Kikuchi. So already the Astros have an out right there. You can see the replay. There you go. How do you like that? Caratini is catching today. I'm sorry I missed the first few pitches. I was trying to get everything situated here for the preview or the replay and all that good stuff. One away though here in the top of the first. Mariners at home, or the Astros home rather, at the Juice Box Minute Maid Park. It looks like there aren't too many people in the stands though. A lot of the seats are empty. Not sure what's going on. Kikuchi comes in with the next pitch. Another swing and a miss. That'll be strike two. Or one. No, I'm sorry. Strike one. The count is 1-1. I'll get situated here. I'm still trying to make myself some coffee. It looks like it's ready. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, man. Kikuchi full of strikes so far. One ball, two strikes. The Astros had a great win yesterday. I was able to watch the highlights, but that was about it. This week is it's much more difficult than usual because we have final exams this week. So every day this week we have tests. Here comes the next pitch from Kikuchi, and that's in the dirt. That'll even the count 2-2. Big bouncer way before the plate. Also not wearing my glasses for this game, so I'm hoping that I don't have any issues reading the information on the screen. Two balls and two strikes is the count. Next pitch is a little outside there. That's going to be a full count, 3-2. Here comes a 3-2 pitch from Kikuchi. And that one's low and outside, but fouled off by Rodriguez. Count remains 3-2. By the way, just FYI for some of those who are interested in this, you hear a lot of people pronounce his name Kikuchi, but the pronunciation is not Kikuchi, it's Kikuchi. This is a ground ball to Jeremy Pena. He grabs it, fires over to first, out number 2. So 2 away, no runners on so far. A strikeout and a ground out for Kikuchi. I'll say that one more time just so you can hear the difference. It's not Kikuchi, it's Kikuchi. And if you're asking me how I know that, it's because I'm in Japan and studying Japanese, and I know for a fact. As a matter of fact, there's a movie, an old movie that I like very much called Seven Samurai, and that's the name of the character. Well, that's the name he takes, and that's how they pronounce it. You can go check that out. So don't take my word for it. Go look it up if you want to say it the right way. Next batter is already popping up to shallow right field, and Hayward is in, and he gets it on the run and keeps heading towards the dugout. No problem. 3 up and 3 down for Kikuchi. How do you like that? Business as usual for Jason Hayward. Had a great game yesterday. Hayward not only made a really great catch yesterday, but he turned right around and hit a home run. I thought that was awesome. Love to see him performing well on both sides of the ball. That's just really awesome. Can you imagine how awesome it would be if Jake Myers was the same way? If Jake Myers hit the ball like he plays center field, man, the Astros would be really unstoppable on offense, assuming that Jordan comes back. Kind of scary right now with his knee being bruised. It also makes me wonder if the Astros the Astros management are being completely transparent about that, because every time there's some type of injury, it always seems like they just don't give all the information, or they hide stuff, or they tell half the truth. And I don't know if all of you are aware of that or if you know that, but just from my perspective as a guy who follows people who follow the news and what's going on, it seems that way. And by the way, TradingView, number one, thank you for being here. I meant to say that earlier. I got kind of caught up, getting into the game there. But number two, stay safe with that hurricane. Sweet Richard, welcome back. It's good to see you. Fully coot. Orgasm, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. I feel at the very least Jordan will DH. Well, even if he can't run very fast, I'm okay with him batting because if he gets a good hit, he can hobble to first base. But we need that bat. Alex Bregman comes to the plate, guys. Bregman is the leadoff batter. If you're wondering about Altuve, he's taking a break. He's on break today. First pitch is right in there for strike one. George Kirby on the mound today for the Mariners. Was it 96? Is that right? I didn't take a good look at it. I can't see it on my bottom screen. It's just too small. I can't read that. Here comes the next pitch to Bregman. He grounds it to shortstop, who fires to first, and that's out number one, mimicking the third out, or rather the second out of the inning that the Astros picked up. Ground out to Pena earlier. And speaking of Pena, he's batting second. Got a strange lineup today. Everybody's moved around. Bregman first, Pena second, Diaz third. Diaz is in the DH spot today with Caratini catching. Here's the first pitch to Pena. He takes it in the strike zone just like Bregman did for the first pitch. 87, strike one. One away, no runners on. Here's the pitch to Pena. That one's way outside and low. The count is even, 1-1. Pena batting 269 right now. He's slipped just a little bit. Here's the next pitch. Oh, does that hit him? Yeah, it looks like he did get hit. He's saying that he got hit. It sounded like he got hit. I think they're sending him to first. Yeah, umpire went ahead and agreed with it. And they sent him to first, but it looks like the Mariners might be looking at it to challenge. Okay, no challenge from the Mariners. Pena's on first base, so good news, guys. We got a runner on with one out. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. A flash on first. Here comes the first pitch to Diaz, and that's in there too. 97 miles an hour, strike one. So Kirby has started off each batter with a ball right in the zone. 2 fastballs and 1 off-speed pitch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Diaz, who's back up to 302 with his batting average. They toss over to first, but Pena is back, no problem. Oh, 0-1 count to Diaz. Here comes the pitch. Oh, swing and a foul tip miss for strike 2. Pena's only at 18 steals for the season. I feel like he should have like 35 for the season, but he's struggling to get to 20 right now. He just hasn't had many attempts. Another swing and a miss. Yainer strikes out on 3 pitches. So Yainer not hitting the fastball very well. I think they've got the report on Yainer. Throw the 97 plus mile per hour fastball. It's definitely not something that he can consistently hit well, especially if it has movement on it. John Singleton comes up to bat, and he goes after the first one. He's the first Astro to swing at the first pitch, and he fouls it off. So he did make contact, 97 in the top of the zone. Good for him. I wouldn't mind seeing Kirby throw nothing but fastballs to Singleton. Singleton has a much better chance of hitting that than he does breaking pitches. 0-1 is the count with 2 outs and Pena on first. Here comes the... No, it's pickoff move to first. Pena is back. Little fake throwback. On a double tag almost. 0-1. Singleton batting .235 with 13 homers this season. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. High fastball. Check swing. Ball 1. American League West Division champs, guys. Houston Astros. 7th time. Pena does finally run, but that one's fouled off by Singleton, so he's going to have to go back. The one time he finally goes, and it's a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. How nice would a hit and run be here? A double by Singleton would score Pena easy. Here comes the next pitch from Kirby. 1-2 count. Pena is going on to second, and he's got it. Pitch in the dirt. And the ball bounces up and skitters away from the catcher, so Pena is easily going to get into second right there. Perfectly timed, finally. Pena picks up his 19th steal of the season. Man, he was off quick, too. I don't have a runner on yet. I need to put Pena on second. There we go. 2-2 is the count to Singleton. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt inside. Jeremy Pena takes third, guys. He didn't waste any time. He just stole third. So full count now on Singleton, but Pena wasted no time. There wasn't even a throw. How do you like that? It looks like Kirby wasn't really paying any attention. He got a massive jump. He started before Kirby even went into his motion. There's no chance there. Standing up. It gets to third standing up. How do you like that? Full count on Singleton. Here comes the pitch. Just a single, man. Single McSingleton. Come on, man. Come on, single McSingleton. Outside, ball 4. No single, but Singleton passes the torch to the next batter. I think it's Victor Caratini. Now we have runners on the corners, suddenly. I wonder if there's going to be a meeting at the mound right now. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. The Batman, Victor Caratini himself, is at the plate, batting .270 for the season. 7 home runs. He's batting left-handed, facing George Kirby. Here's the first pitch. Just a little low, ball 1. Good call by the ump. That one was just below the zone. I'm sorry, 1-0 is the count. It's interesting seeing the sunlight at Minute Maid Park. Here it's still dark. It's 3:26 in the morning. Here's the pitch to the Batman. He fouls it off. That was about 83 miles an hour. Off-speed pitch. The count is even, 1-1. Pena on third. Singleton on first. 2 outs. Astros threatening to get a run here in the first, in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch from Kirby. Taken high for ball 2. Caratini showing some good patience here. Taking the balls, swinging at the ones in the zone. All he needs to do is poke one through the hole or in the outfield onto the grass. That's all they need. That's all they need. Come on, Batman. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Caratini. He fouls that one off, looks like. Man, just barely. That one's almost a double. That was close. Opposite field. Look where this one's located, right there in the crowd. Just a few feet from being in play. Close, close, close. That would have been a big hit right there. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Kirby comes set. Here comes the pitch, the 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. Count remains 2-2, 98 miles an hour on that pitch. The Batman says, I'm not going to strike out. You're not going to get that past me. You're not going to get that trash past me. Trash man. Kirby. What do you think you are, Kirby, an all-star? Here's the 2-2 pitch. Caratini swings at that one and hacks it down the first baseline. That was an off-speed pitch, 85 miles an hour. Bounced away harmlessly down the first baseline. Count remains 2-2. 20 pitches now for George Kirby in the first inning. Good job of the Astros by making him work. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul again down the first baseline. Another 85 mile per hour off-speed pitch. Caratini's putting his bat on everything. There hasn't been anything he hasn't been able to touch. Fastball or off-speed pitch. Looks like we might not have a good outcome on this next pitch. And here it comes. He swings at a ball that's way out of the zone. Strike 3. So that's the third out. Astros strand 2 runners. And that's one of the 2 things that I was talking about yesterday. It's funny. I don't know what it is, but yesterday when I came home, I was able to check out the highlights. But by the time the game finished and I had come home from the school, there were a couple of streamers doing live streams talking about the game, and it was very interesting to me. It's always interesting to me to see the comments from some of the guys about what the Astros need to do or not do, what they think the Astros are having a problem with, or what they think their strengths are. It gives me a new perspective on things, because I've been calling so many games, and when you call games, that literally means that you see the entire game, right? If you call the game from the beginning to the end, you see everything. You see the way everyone's playing over a period of time, because you're not just calling one game, you call many games in a row. So you get to be a little familiar with the pluses and negatives of the players and the movements of the coaches, etc., etc. And what I noticed was there's a big difference between, not always, but sometimes there seems to be a big difference between my opinion and the opinion of the people in the chat who aren't doing any live streams or consistently watching the Astros games like I am. And some of their opinions don't make sense at all, because when they make these comments, I just have to ask, are they watching the same team that I'm watching? Because it sounds like they're talking about a different team or different players. It doesn't make any sense. Perhaps you guys can understand that. Orgasm says, I've been here hitting the like button. I just don't type much. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're here listening in. Rosarina comes to the plate. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Here comes a pitch from Kikuchi, and that was a little outside. 95 miles an hour. Ball 1. The count is even. Top of the second. No hits, no runs, no errors, no nothing. And that is a ball Ball 2 to Rosarina. Just a little low. Rosarina with a big chain on. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That's in there on the outside corner. Good pitch by Kikuchi. 86 just curves in there. And that will even the count again at 2-2. Am I already needing some more coffee? It looks like I am. Here's the pitch from Kikuchi. Fouled away. Back to the back screen. Count remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. That one's tapped foul. Rosarina stays alive on Kikuchi. Kikuchi trying to go all samurai here. Take a little slice at our Rosarina. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that one's a little high. More than 1.5 feet high. Ball 3. Count's full again. That was a full count pitch, or full count at bat last inning also. Here comes the pitch. That was in the bottom of the zone. 88 miles an hour. 88 miles an hour. But fouled off. Count remains 3-2. They're showing this, the interesting stats where the Astros, the Mariners were back in June. Astros were 10 games back in June, guys. 10 games back. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Kikuchi. Rosarina goes down swinging. I like that. 2 strikeouts now for Kikuchi. 2 of the first 4 outs for him are indeed strikeouts. Man, they're showing some of these new hats and shirts. Division champions. This is the only Astros shirt I have right now. This is the 2017 champion shirt. I was able to get it because I had points saved up from my Mercari account here in Japan. 0-1 pitch. That one's too far inside and low for ball 1. The count is even. 96 miles an hour on that pitch. I think Kikuchi lost his footing when he threw that one. The batter is Justin Turner. Here comes the next pitch to Turner. Oh man, that was a little low and outside, but it caught the bottom of the zone. You can see it right here, right there. But it was called a ball, so it's 2-1. Disappointed that he didn't get that call. Kikuchi looked disappointed too. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Turner fouls that one off. That pitch was in the exact same spot. 97 miles per hour. Strike 2. 2-2. Right now, the Astros will be facing the Tigers, assuming nothing changes. And the Royals will be facing the Orioles. Fouled away again by Turner. Two balls, 2 strikes. It's a very interesting statistic about Kikuchi in the postseason. He's only come out of the bullpen. He's never been a starter. This could be the first time in his life, in his entire career, to come into an MLB game as a starter during the postseason. How about them apples? 2 balls and 2 strikes still to Turner, who keeps fouling the ball off. Here's the next pitch. Another foul ball, 87 miles an hour on the outside corner. Breaking pitch. .30 pitches now for Kikuchi. Starting to get a little high. Let's see if we can Get this out. No, that's going to be a ball. Low and outside. 3-2. Turner giving him a hassle with this at bat. Just don't give him anything he can hit. Here comes the full count pitch. That one's right in the middle. Hit out the center field, but it's going to be playable for Jake Myers, who's floating back on the grass close to the warning track, and he puts it away for out number 2. Okay, good. Good. That brings up George Polanco. Or is it Jorge Polanco? I think it's Jorge Polanco. But it's spelled with a G, so I don't know. Here comes the first pitch from Kikuchi. That's way high, up and out. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 33 pitches now for Yusei. He's got the Masonic number 33. Ground ball through the hole, and that's going to be the first hit of the game. Single for Polanco, who polunks it right between Bregman and Pena on the left side. Lots of hits against the Astros, Polanco. First one today. 1 hit, runner on first, 2 outs. Mitch Garver comes to the plate. Kikuchi steps off the rubber, makes a fake throw to first to take a break. Here comes the first pitch to Garver. That's in the dirt. That one bounced off, like right in front of the plate. Amazing catch by Caratini. Runner stays on first. Appreciate you guys liking the video. Got 5 likes right now. If you're here and you're listening in, feel free to like the video if you have a moment. The next pitch is up and away. Ball 2, way out of the zone. Kikuchi does a little stretching after that throw. He's getting close to 40 pitches now. Let's see if he can shut it down pretty quick. We need a ground ball out here. Here's the pitch. Strike in the bottom of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike to Garver. Garver batting 167 this season? Is that right? Has he been out for a while, or is he just doing really bad? It's a big question. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, runner on first. In the top of the second, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Kikuchi. 80 miles an hour. Dropped just below the zone. And got him swinging. The count is even, 2-2. With 2 outs, here's the pitch. Oh, check swing, did he go? They say he did not. That'd be another full count. That was close. That was close. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, here's the pitch. That one's in there and hit out into center. Right center, Hayward looks like he's going to back off. Myers is going to take it. Out, number 3. Well, despite the hit and base runner, Kikuchi is able to get a fly ball for the 3rd out, and the Astros are out of the inning. No harm, no foul. 4 up and 3 down. No runs scored. We go into the bottom of the 2nd. Astros tied with the Mariners. 0-0. Kirby will be back on the mound for his 23rd pitch here in just a moment. He'll be facing Jason Hayward, followed by Shea Whitcomb, Mauricio Dubon. I didn't get a chance earlier to give you the lineup overall. It's kind of strange today because Jordan's not in there, Tucker's not in there, Altuve's not in there. I know it sounds strange, right? Bregman is batting first, followed by Pena and Diaz. Diaz is the DH today. with Caratini catching. Batting fourth is John Singleton. Fifth is Caratini, followed by Jason Hayward, Shea Whitcomb. Whitcomb is at second base, by the way, for Altuve. Mauricio Dubon in left field, batting eighth, and rounding it out in the ninth spot is Jake Myers. Of course, he's in center field. Hayward in right, Myers in center, Dubon in left. When you guys were growing up and playing baseball, did they always put the worst guy in right field? I feel like that was always the thing. They're showing the highlight of that Jason Hayward catch yesterday. Look at this. Boom. He made this great catch. He ran into the wall. When he tried to stop, he hit the wall with his hand. Took out one of those, I don't know what to call them, one of those pieces of the scoreboard. First pitch is a strike. They were showing the highlights, so they didn't actually show the pitch there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner. Strike two. Saw that one. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Hayward. Kirby operating from the full windup. And that one's in the dirt. Ball one. One ball, two strikes to Jason Hayward. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball two. That was over a foot outside. Count is even. Whenever the Astros announced this trade for Hayward, I just felt like this is a good opportunity for him to turn things around and have good reasons to do so. It could be really good for the Astros. He doesn't come through here, that strikeout just now, swing and a miss on this pitch from Kirby. But he has been coming on a little better and better. He's proven himself in the outfield, and he has been performing better at the plate. So that's nice. One away, no one on base. Shea Whitcomb comes to the plate. He hits it hard, a line drive shot. Good catch by the third baseman on him. Looks like a one-hop, short one-hop. And he throws him out at first, no problem. Out number two. That was a hard rip by Whitcomb on the very first pitch. Man. He had a really timely hit the other day. Helped the Astros out, but they still couldn't come back and win. That was versus the Angels, I believe. Here comes the first pitch to Dubon. Not exactly sure what Dubon was doing there. It looked like he just gave up on that pitch. He just starts to stand up and he takes it for strike one, like he wasn't planning to swing at all. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Doesn't swing at that one either. Strike two, half swing. What exactly is Dubon doing at the plate right now? I'm not sure. If you know, leave it in the comments, because deliberately taking the first pitch and then not being ready for the second one, I don't quite get it. That one's in the dirt. Ball one. Come on, Dubon. Get with it, man. Focus. I know there are 2 outs, but you could still do something. Astros have often scored with 2 outs. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. That one's hit to the right side, and he gets a base hit. Dubon comes through with the opposite field single. Poked through. Big gap over there. No chance for the first baseman. So the Astros have their first hit and first base runner. I had somebody... I still had somebody on first base, so I didn't have to change that. Awesome. Jake Myers comes to the plate. 2 outs, Dubon on first. Here's the pitch to Myers. 97 just above the zone, fouled away by Myers. He goes after it, puts it into the crowd. 13 home runs, 220 batting average. Oh man, it's been really bad for Myers. He's only batting 149 this month. It's not him helping his case any. Little outside, ball one, that evens the count. Come on, Myers. You got to turn it around, man. We need you to hit the freaking ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Myers. 97 on the outside. Fouled away by Myers. That one's fouled back so hard. It hits off something. It rolls back out to the pitcher. That's funny. Bounced off something. Some kind of pole. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anytime Myers comes through, I just treat it as kind of like bonus, because you can't depend on him to hit the ball. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He grounds this one to the right side. He might be able to beat it out, and he does. There's not even a throw. Opposite field base hit. 2 base hits to the same area by the Astros, but because it was such a slow roller, Myers is able to beat it out. He actually gets a hit on the infield. How do you like that? So Dubon moves to scoring position. Myers is on first. George Kirby very frustrated with that. Take a look at Kirby's response here. He's like, well, man, what? He doesn't even know what to say. Back-to-back singles to the opposite field for the Astros, and they're having a little meeting of the minds on the mound right now, the catcher and Kirby. That brings up Jeremy Pena at the top of the... I'm sorry, not Jeremy Pena, Alex Bregman. The top of the batting order is up for the Astros. How awesome would a Breggy bomb be right here? Just hit him hard early. A 2-out, 3-run homer to the Crawford boxes would be awesome. Swing on that first pitch and put it in the Crawford boxes. A little Tiger power behind that bat. Let's go. Here's the first pitch to Bregman. Long delay by Kirby. He's shaking his glove for some reason. Right on the outside. 98 miles an hour. Strike one. That was a good pitch. Perfectly placed on that outside edge. Oh, 0-1. That's the count. Here's the pitch to Bregman. Low and away. 89 miles an hour. Taken for ball one. What is Bregman up to, like 25 or 26 home runs this year? Pretty cool. It would have been awesome to get him up to like 35, but it is what it is. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Kirby. Swing and a miss on the outside, 88 miles an hour. Might have been a slider. Bregman calls timeout, steps out of the box to rethink his situation. That gives me an opportunity to pour myself a little more hot water for a second cup of coffee. Probably going to be my only other cup because I want to try to get a nap after this game. It's 3:51 in the morning here. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Bregman. That one's high above the zone, about a foot out. 97 miles an hour. Good take by Bregman. Probably wouldn't have been able to hit that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on in the second. Lots of 2s. Let's see if Bregman can use it to his advantage with a homer. Come on. Outside, 98. About 5 or so inches off the edge of the plate. Another good take by Bregman. Full count. It comes down to this. 41 pitches now for Kirby. He hasn't had an inning with less than 20 pitches. Kirby takes a little time. He's back on the rubber now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In the third. Check swing. Did he go? They say he went around. They're going to call that a strike 3 on Bregman. I'm not so sure about that. Do we get a replay? I want to see a replay there. We don't get a replay, of course. But it did not look like Bregman went around on that. Kirby luckily gets out of that thanks to the first base umpire. It should have been ball 4. Should have been bases loaded. Diaz or Pena at the plate, rather. Well, Astros once again blow an opportunity. Two runners on and leaves them stranded. Anyway, that reminds me of what I was saying earlier, or why I was saying what I was saying about the fans who don't really watch or are not able to watch the games all the way through consistently. Is that you begin to see some, when you don't do that, you don't get to see the trends and the habits that I see by watching all of these games. And one of those is the Astros' desperate need to move in more runners, more base runners, and stop freaking stranding them. They have this issue with stranding base runners, and they just proved it again right there. That's a big issue, a big problem. They need to stop it. Just stop it. Get some help, as Michael Jordan once said. The other thing that I think the Astros are not quite strong enough in is relief pitchers coming in and giving up way too many freaking runs. Just to give you an idea of how badly they screwed up against the Angels, of all teams, the freaking Angels. The Astros had several relievers come in the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. Hader, of course, gave up like 4 runs. But here's the interesting thing. The Astros had such a big lead at that time in the 7th. If every reliever had given up 1 run each, the Astros still would have won that game. That's all they had to do, is give up 1 run or less each, and the Astros would have won. But they couldn't even do that. And then Hader had a complete meltdown and gave up like 4 runs. And the Astros lost that game. It was ridiculous. Very first batter is J.P. Crawford. And he hits that ball out to center field. That was pretty deep, almost 409 feet to the wall. Take it in by Jake Myers, looks like. 1 away. Dylan Moore comes to the plate, I believe. Yeah, that's right. First pitch is in there for strike 1, 96 miles an hour. It's a little difficult to see when they were interviewing Espada, and I couldn't see the game. But here comes the second pitch from Kikuchi. This is grounded to Pena. Pena fires the first. No problem. Textbook ground out. Routine play. 2 away already. Basically 4 pitches for Kikuchi so far this inning, and already 2 outs. Victor Robles is at the plate. Here's the first pitch. Just inside, 96 miles an hour, ball 1. If you guys haven't already, please like the video. I see that we have many more viewers than actual likes, so please help me get that up if you don't mind. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Robles. Kikuchi looking to pick up his 3rd strikeout. That'd be nice. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs, no runners on. That one's grounded. Pena backhands it, fires to first. That's going to be out number 3. There we go, 1-2-3 inning, guys. Only about 7 pitches for Kikuchi that inning. Excellent right there. Kikuchi with a really quick 3 up and 3 down inning. No problems there. No hits, no walks. Just a fly out and a couple of ground outs. And just like that, we're in the bottom of the third. The Astros are going to be right back up trying to put some runs on the board. 2 hits for the Astros, 1 hit for the Mariners. Pena is due up, followed by Diaz and Singleton. John wouldn't strand them. John did get a walk when he had Pena on. He had a chance to move Pena around, but he walked. He didn't get a hit. Unfortunately, after that, that was it. They were stranded. So Astros have stranded runners on the corners so far this game and stranded runners on the first and the second. 2 innings in a row, stranding runners. 2 runners, 2 base runners. And that's unacceptable. There should be at least 1 run on the board right now for the Astros. Can't be missing those opportunities, especially come playoff time. It's now 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning. Still dark outside. If this game is over before 6, I should reasonably be able to go back to bed and sleep, or at least rest, for another couple of hours before I go to school. Here's the first pitch of Pena. That's tapped to the third base side. The third baseman was playing very shallow, so he's able to throw Pena out no problem for the first out of the inning on the very first pitch. Yeah, third baseman wasn't having any of Pena's nonsense that time. He was looking for a bunt or a tapper. So the flash goes down, unfortunately. That'll bring Yainer Diaz to the plate. Let's not let Kirby rest, man. Come on, make him work. First pitch is a little inside. Ball 1. Yainer did a good job of making that one look worse than it was. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, or 1-0 pitch rather. This one's grounded up the middle. It's going to be a hard backhanded play, but he makes the play. Good play by the second baseman there. Polanco. He comes all the way over to basically the shortstop area to get that one and fire over to first. Out number 2. 3 pitches. Already 2 outs, so the Astros are letting Kirby off easy so far this inning. Big John Singleton comes to the plate. Single McSingleton. That one's way high. Ball 1. And my coffee is ready, but I've kind of put too much in there. No room for milk. Singleton hits it opposite field. Runners on the run. Is that fair? It's fair ball. It bounces up. It looks like it's going to be an automatic double. So John Singleton comes through with the opposite field corner hit. Ground rule double. And he just strolls into second base. How about that, man? That was a pretty good hit right there. Way out in the corner. Opposite field. It couldn't have been any further away. That was perfectly placed to be away from the left fielder. He couldn't play it. Just right there. Look at that. That was barely fair. That was awesome. The Batman Victor Caratini comes to the plate with another runner in scoring position. Let's see if he can do something this time. Too far inside. Ball 1, 97. Almost a foot inside off the plate. One ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Singleton on second with a double. Here's Caratini. He had set up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Singleton might be coming home. He is. He's booking it home. There's going to be a play at the plate. And the ball is there in time, but the catcher doesn't handle it. Singleton scores. How do you like that? How do you like them apples? Man, that ball was there in time. But thankfully, the catcher was not able to handle it on the short hop. And Singleton scores. Yeah, I'm sure Singleton is huffing and puffing. Yeah, if you look at the replay here, there was plenty of time. That was a good throw. It just, the short hop could not be taken properly by the catcher. And so Singleton scores. Excellent. Man. Hayward comes to the plate. Runner still on second. That hit by Caratini. Another double. 2 doubles in a row for the Astros. First pitch is in there for strike 1 against Hayward. Swings and misses at the next pitch. Low and outside. That was a bad pitch to be swinging at. Hayward does have a strikeout already today. And now he's down in the count. He's got the Myers count, which is 0-2. He decides to call a timeout, step out of the box, reprogram himself here. Let's get rid of the strikeout program, Hayward. Let's turn on the home run program. That's the one I want to see, the one from yesterday. Here comes the 0-2 count to Hayward. Way high. Holy cow, that was almost a wild pitch. 97. I don't know how the catcher got that one. He had to stand up quick to get that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Come on, Hayward. Let's drive in another run. Caratini on second with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Tapped down the first base line. That will keep the count at 1-2. Harmless little foul ball. Little tap, tap, taparoo down the first base line. Oh man, I forgot to bring my spoon in here. I can't stir it up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's in the bottom of the zone. Oh, called a ball, but that could have been a strike. It was right there on the line, guys. Look at that, right there. Ball 2. 2-2 pitch from Kirby is on the way. His 55th pitch of the game. Foul tip bounces off the glove of the catcher. Count remains 2-2. 29 RBIs for Caratini this year. Astros with 4 hits now and 1 run. 2 doubles back to back, back to backers. Maybe another one by Hayward, maybe. That one's up the middle, but it's going to be caught right there by the shortstop, and he'll throw it over to first for the easy out. So nothing else doing for the Astros this inning, but they do come away with a run after 2 doubles by Singleton and the Batman Victor Caratini. So single McSingleton goes double McDoubleton. Caratini goes all Batman. I'm going to score some runs right here. What do you want to pitch to me? Anything going on in the chat? Yes, Sweet Richard says game means nothing. Put JV in there to keep him fresh. Well, if I'm not mistaken, Richard, he's scheduled to pitch another game versus the Guardians. And I think I understand what you're trying to say by keep him fresh. Like keep him loosened up and pitching. But to be honest, I don't want him in there. I don't want him in there. Now I know that the Astros don't absolutely need another win. They don't need it. But I feel like right now where Verlander is, wherever they, whenever they put Verlander in as a starter, they're just probably going to lose. The Astros are going to have to hit like 8 or get 8 runs. Now they're going to have a field day at the plate in order to win that game. It's going to be too much of a struggle. Verlander is just not going to be playoff material this year. Did you see the article where they talked to Verlander and he just said that he thinks perhaps he just came back too early? And when you've got a pitcher saying that, admitting it himself, that he's just not where he needs to be, it makes you wonder why they have him scheduled for another start. And I definitely wouldn't be using him for a playoff rotation. No way. Can't use him in a 3-game rotation like for the wild card. What in the world is going on? They bringing Bregman out of the game? Crowd is cheering. Everyone's clapping. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. I was wondering what's going on. Everybody's like, good job, and they're taking him out of the game, and I, I know what it is. They don't have any more home games. This is their last home game, and so this is his last appearance on the field in a home game. So everybody's cheering for that because he's being taken out of the game. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. You never know if he's going to be back next year, you know? That was a pretty interesting decision. Good decision by Espada. Good choice there to leave Bregman in the game until just a couple innings, let him play a little bit, and then pull him out at home. Because you never know how many more times he's going to be back here, you know? And if they're going to be playing playoff games here in Minute Maid Park, they definitely need him in those games. They can't just pull him out. But he might not be here next year. Might not have another regular season game in an Astros uniform. You never know. There's no guarantee. So that's nice that they did that. The crowd gave him a standing ovation. The count is 0-2, by the way, versus Julio Rodriguez. Kikuchi puts that one in the dirt for ball 1. No outs here in the top of the 4th. Astros leading 1-0. 4 hits. Mariners have 1 hit. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, and that's 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and there's the 3rd strike. Swing and a miss. The 3rd strikeout for Kikuchi right there. I love this sign. I love this fan sign. Look at this. You say UK. UK. You say UK. That's funny. Here's the next pitch to Kyle Raleigh. Swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count to Raleigh. Here comes the next pitch. That one's off the plate. Uncatchable by Caratini. That one bounces wild. Ball 1. That's an even count now. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch to Raleigh. Swing and a miss. Man, 95 in the bottom of the zone. Good pitch there by Kikuchi. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. No runners on. Top of the 4th, guys. The Mariners and the Astros. Inside, hit really high, way out in left field. not very deep, but really high. Dubon gets underneath it, camps out for a little while. Look how long this stays up. Dubon gets under it, just waits, and finally puts it away. That'll be out number 2. Astros, after their clinch, they were all wearing the shirts, blasting some champagne over each other. Rosarina comes to the plate. First one is fouled off for strike 1. That was like a little check swing foul. Rosarina did strike out in his last at bat. 2 outs, no runners on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Right in there, 97, fouled away again. Strike 2. Kikuchi trying to get his 4th strikeout here. Here comes the next pitch. Low and away. That'll be ball 1. 17 people following along right now. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Please remember to click the like button on the video if you don't mind. It would really help me out. Seems to be a very slow day today, though, for some reason. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Picks up his 4th strikeout. Rosarina goes down again. 2nd strikeout on him today. 1 hit has been allowed through 4 innings for Yusei Kikuchi. He's got a 1-hitter going through 4 innings with 4 strikeouts. Nice solid performance so far. Flyouts and groundouts. Me likey. これは好きです. And that is Japanese for this I like. これは Astros の野球. This is Astros baseball. I taught at a junior high, Japanese junior high, for a while, and one of the things I found interesting that I didn't know about I don't really want to call it a cultural thing. It's not really a cultural thing. It's just the way that they've arranged things in the schools. But all of the things that they do in the school that are not related to academics, for example, not the music class, but they have like a music group. For example, they have like a mandolin group or a mandolin and guitar group that play together. Of course, every school is a little different. They might have a school with violinists and cellists. I don't know. Every school is different, but you have some students who are in the music group, and you have some students who actually are just in the tea group, like the tea ceremony group. That's their activity. That's their extracurricular or school activity that's not academic. And some students play baseball. Some students play sports. But all of those things are classified as club activities. Shea Whitcomb is at the plate. First pitch is right there on the outside for ball 1. Here comes the next pitch to Whitcomb. That was in almost the exact same spot and called a strike, so the umpire can't make up his mind whether those outside pitches are strikes or balls right now. Should have been ball 2. It's 1-1 against Whitcomb. Whitcomb 0 for 1 today with a really hard hit on the first at bat. This one's grounded to the second baseman who scoops it up no problem. I think that's, what's his name? Polanco? Yeah. So 2 ground outs for Whitcomb today. One was a sharp line drive, line out, or ground out. That one was a weak ground out to the second baseman. 1 away. Dubon comes to the plate. But the reason I told you all that about the club activities is because when you're a student and you choose one of the activities, like I want to play volleyball, or I want to be on the volleyball team, or I want to play baseball, or I want to play basketball, or I want to be on the music team, or I want to be on the tea club or in the tea club. You can only choose one. You can't do more than one. So this idea of playing basketball and then playing baseball and then playing football and then playing soccer, etc., playing these different sports, there's none of that. None of that in Japan. And the students get to pick one activity and then do that. They can't do more than one. So it's not like in the US where you have different seasons for the sports, and like you play baseball and then maybe you can be also on the basketball team later. They don't have that in Japan. Not that I've seen. Every school that I've seen basically gives you, as a student, one choice to be on one club, and that's it. Dubon's got the 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. He fouls it off. That'll be strike two. 96 miles an hour, right in the zone there. So I find that interesting. If a student plays baseball, they can only play baseball at the school. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Bounce down the third baseline. Count remains 2-2. 87 mile per hour off speed pitch. But I found that very interesting because when I was growing up, I played all sports that I could get my hands on. I even did track and field. I did basically everything. Dubon hits this one out into right field. It looks like it's going to get to the stands just barely. And that'll be another 2-2 pitch coming up. That's hilarious. Look at this footage. Watch what Fromber does here. Just blowing right into his face. What a weirdo. 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Dubon goes down. Swinging. Doesn't even touch it. 2 away for Kirby, who's up to 66 pitches now. Astros nursing a 1-0 lead. Good old Jake Myers comes to the plate. There's the first pitch to him in the dirt and outside for ball one. So Myers successfully avoids the Myers count, the 0-2 count. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, no runners on. Very mute game today. Here's the pitch. Hit to center field. Looks like it's going to be playable. Yep. Center fielder grabs that one. And he starts to throw it in, but then stops. He realizes, oh yeah, that's the 3rd out. Yeah, I'm not sure why he kind of jumped around to catch that one. That was funny. 1-0 Astros at the end of the 4th. 4 hits for the Astros, 1 hit for the Mariners. Kikuchi has a 1-hitter going on right now, a 1-hit shutout. $15 people watching, 7 likes. I've almost got that 50% ratio. I guess not many people care about this game today. It looks like Minute Maid Park is rather empty. Not too many people in the live stream. I could have skipped this one. I had to get up at about 2:45 this morning, or in the middle of the night, I guess you could say, in order to call this game. And I have a lot of tests today, so I could have used the extra sleep. But I haven't been able to call the last 2 games, so I thought I should do this one because I can do this one and actually all of the Guardians series, I believe. I think that I can do all 3 games this weekend. I think the Astros, the Astros have a break tomorrow, and then they have game 1, 2, and 3 back to back versus the Guardians in Cleveland. And I feel like I can do all 3 of those games. Monday, I go to the the city, Hiroshima City, to see my doctor, where they're going to do CT scans and stuff to check the current results of my tumor and the spots in my lungs. First pitch to Justin Turner is a little outside for ball one. This will be the first CT scan that I've had since I've been taking the medicine consistently. I've been on this medication now for about 4 months or so. Here comes the next pitch from Kikuchi in the bottom of the zone. Good pitch, 95 miles an hour. Strike one. The count is even. This is actually a really good game for Kikuchi to kind of, play around, make some adjustments. He's doing good so far. Fouled away, 95 at the bottom of the zone. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Justin Turner. Here comes the next pitch. Bounced foul. Turner going all chicken on that pitch and fouling it off. Count remains 1-2. The 65th pitch of the game is coming up for Kikuchi. Check swing, did he go? I think he went. Yep, he did. Strike three, and that's the 5th strikeout for Kikuchi. Seemed obvious that he went around on that one. First base umpire didn't even have to call it. The home plate umpire called that a strike. He knew that, yeah, he went way around. Very obvious from the side, but even from the front, it looked obvious. Look at this. No question about it there. Here comes the first pitch to Polanco. Polanco's 1 for 1. He Polunked the only hit that the Mariners have so far. That pitch is a ball. 1-0. I wouldn't mind the Astros winning this game 1-0 with an excellent pitching performance by the Astros pitching staff. That'd be a shorter game, and I'd be able to get a little more sleep, maybe even 2.5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. If I'm really lucky, 3, but I don't think I'll be able to get that much. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 81 mile per hour. Breaking ball on that one. Look at that. Good pitch by Kikuchi. 1 out, no runners on here in the top. Oh, the 5th. The 5th. Here comes the 1-2 count. Pitch. And he gets him. He pitched that one completely differently. He waited for a really long time for that pitch count. Look at that. Look how long he waited before he threw that. And he gets the strikeout. 6th strikeout for Kikuchi. Man. He completely changed up his rhythm there, and it threw him off. He took that for strike 3. 2 outs now. Next batter is Mitch Garver, and he takes that one 96 miles an hour right in the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Kikuchi's on fire right now. 13 strikes swinging for Kikuchi. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1, the count is even. 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Do you guys realize that Kikuchi has yet to lose a game with the Astros? He hasn't lost a single game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one's tapped to third. It's going to be a hard play for no throw. Can't make the transfer out of his glove. Was that Whitcomb? Yeah. He could have had an opportunity to throw it, but he didn't make the transition out of his glove. So, Mariners get a base runner. 2 outs, runner on first. Here comes the pitch to J.P. Crawford. He taps it easy to Singleton on the very first pitch. Super easy right there. No problem. That was a baby hit. Singleton puts it away, and that's out number 3. That mess up by Whitcomb is going to be counted as a hit because there was no clear evidence that he was definitely going to get that if he had made the transfer from his glove to his hand. So we're going to go into the bottom of the 5th with the Astros up 1-0. 2 hits for the Mariners, 4 hits for the Astros. Greg Kessinger comes to the plate in just a moment. He's batting for Alex Bregman, and he's playing actually, I think he's playing at second. Yes, he's at second base. Whitcomb is at third. Jeremy Pena is on deck. Yainer Diaz is in the hole. He's in the hole. In the hole. 21 people watching now. It's a decent amount for this game. Appreciate you guys and gals being here. 8 likes. I'd love to get to 20 today, but it looks like it's going to be a very, very slow day so far. I do hope that you can like the video if you have the opportunity. I guess I can move the base runner off. We don't have a base runner. We're moving into the bottom of the 5th, I believe. Oh. Yep, bottom of the 5th. Astros up 1-0. Playing around with the images on screen. It's funny, make Kikuchi much bigger than Kirby. Kessinger comes to the plate. First pitch is in there for ball 1. And that second pitch from Kirby is got a little bit of heat on it. It's got a little bit of heat on it. 96 miles an hour. Swing and a miss by Kessinger. 1-1 is the count. 70 pitches now for Kirby. Here's the next pitch. Fouled back. 96 right in the zone. Good one to attack. Just couldn't make a solid strike on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. I'm glad to see that Pena had 2 stolen bases before, because now he's at 20 for the season. He was able to get to 20. That's good. But how does Pena only have 20 and Ohtani has like 100 stolen bases? I don't understand that. I can't see Ohtani being faster than Pena. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one was inside and low. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Kessinger. He swings at this one. A solid strike to center field. Is going to be playable. It is. Martinez. No, that's Rodriguez. Gets underneath it. Puts it away. No problem. 1 away. Jeremy Pena strolls to the plate. Oh for 1 today. He was hit by pitch. Stole a couple of bases. Here comes the pitch. 97 on the outside corner. Not where the catcher was set up to catch the ball, but it was close enough. 0-1. Altuve. That's inside and low, ball 1. Count is even to Pena. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. If we had 1 runner on first, we'd have a lot of 1s going on. Here's the pitch. That one's tapped to the pitcher. He's going to flip it to first, no problem. No problem there for out number 2. It's not one that Pena can beat out. Not without a big error from the pitcher. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a ground out. I know that this game is not so important, but I would like to see the Astros get to 90 wins. And I feel like the batter should be trying their best, still should be trying to hit the ball. Yainer tries right there, but he swings at an absolutely horrible pitch, which I'm not surprised. Yainer does that sometimes. That one was like a foot above the strike zone. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He goes at another terrible pitch, so Yainer trying to prove me right now just by swinging at garbage. It looked like a sweeper. 78 miles an hour. So yeah, just put this one in the dirt. Give Yainer all these 3 looks. Too high, too far outside, too far low. Oh, he goes high again, and Yainer swings at that one, so it works just the same way. Yainer swings at 3 garbage pitches in a row and strikes out. Yainer needs to cut that crap out. He amazes me because he's batting 300 for the season, right? He's an even 300 right now with that strikeout. He's got 2 strikeouts this game. His batting has looked like trash this game so far. He often has a problem going after these garbage pitches, especially ones in the dirt. He has a big problem with that, and yet he's still batting 300. I feel like if you just took away his swings at the garbage pitches, his batting average would be like 450. It would be insane. Imagine if he could just learn to control himself on those horrible pitches. It is now 4:34 in the morning. We're in the top of the 6th. 4 more innings to go. 3 more, I'm sorry. Oh, that's right, 4 more innings. I'm not fully awake, guys. 22 people listening in right now. Thanks for being here. 11 likes. That's an exact 50% ratio. Like to views. Like to watching. Oh, it's up to 24. I need 2 more. 2 more likes. 1 more like. Lots of the Astros starters have been either benched or taken out of the game today to allow them the opportunity to rest. Some highlights from yesterday's clinch. You can see the fans and the Astros celebrating out on the field and in the clubhouse there. First pitch is on the way from Kikuchi to Dylan Moore. Just a little, oh, that was called a strike. That looked like it was a little outside and low, but the umpire said, you know what? I like it. 0-1. Here's the next pitch to Moore. High and outside, ball 1. Count is even. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. This one's grounded to third. Whitcomb's going to have to go fast, and he mishandles it. He bobbles it and kicks the ball across the field. Man, that's like the total opposite of Bregman right there. Look at this. He's like, what? That'll be an error. That was just... This is the reason why, guys, I like Bregman, okay? Bregman doesn't do this. Bregman would not do this. It's bad enough that he missed it, but then he kicked it. Come on. So amateur. Rookie. Victor Robles comes to the plate, shows bunt, takes it for strike 1. That's interesting. That was so far inside. 1 runner on, no outs. 0-1 count to Robles. Here comes the pitch from Kikuchi. Shows bunt again. This one goes really far inside. skitters away from Caratini. He's able to quickly get to it, but the runner is not able to advance, even though Caratini had to run way over to grab it. Runner stays at first. Counts even, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Kikichi. No, he steps off the rubber and lobs it over to first base. Runner's back, no problem. I don't think he's a threat to steal. That one's high and outside, ball 2. It's funny because I'm hearing some commentary about how the Astros overall in this game are just kind of relaxed and not taking it too seriously. But Yusei is really wanting to do something. He's really wanting to win the game, you know. I agree. Bunt it in the air and it goes foul. That'll be strike 2. Count is even. Robles pops that one up on the bunt attempt, but not playable. The Mariners still have something to fight for. The Astros should be fighting instead of just laying down. 95 miles an hour in the top of the zone, fouled away again by Robles. He's swinging this time, no more bunting. 81 pitches now for Kikichi. Depending on how this inning goes, this might be his last inning. We'll see. That one's low. 88 miles an hour. Count is full. I've been living in Asia so long now, it feels weird saying miles per hour. I'm so used to saying kilometers per hour. Runner steals, but it doesn't matter because that ball is too low, and that's ball 4, the first walk of the game for Kikichi. 2 runners on with no outs. That brings up Julio Rodriguez. Runners on first and second, no outs here in the top of the 6th. Astros have 5 good solid pitchers they're discussing right now. They've got a little image on the screen. You can see some of the stats there. We don't need Verlander in the playoff lineup, that's for sure. And we're lucky about that because Verlander is just not on right now. The first pitch to Rodriguez is not in the zone. That'll be ball 1. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss. 88 right in the dead center of the plate. Strike 1. The count is even. Whip. Anything going on in the chat? Nothing. It's very quiet. Just like Minute Maid Park, it's very mute at the juice box today. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside. 94 miles an hour. Got him going after that one. I guess he thought it was going to come in, but it just didn't. It stayed out there. Looks like it drifted out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I wonder what the workout, exercise, and resting schedule is for pitchers, you know, for their arms, to keep them at maximum strength without letting them lose anything or become too fatigued. 96 miles an hour on the inside corner. Another strikeout for Kikichi. He got him looking there. Rodriguez looks really disappointed. But that was definitely a strike. 96 right on the inside corner. That couldn't have been more perfect. Man, Kikuchi with the perfectly placed pitch there. Out number 1. What is that now? Is that the 7th strikeout for Kikuchi or the 6th? The 7th. He has 7 strikeouts right now. So he's gotten more than one. He's averaging now more than 1 strikeout per inning. Very nice. He's facing Julio Rodriguez. I'm sorry, not Julio Rodriguez. He just struck him out. That's Cal Raleigh at the plate. The information on the screen didn't update yet, but I looked up and I was like, wait a second, that's not right. Foul ball, strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Raleigh. Runners on first and second with 1 out. That one's in the dirt, a little outside. Ball 1. How about them Astros? Excalibur Force, welcome back. Yes, how about them Stros? How about them Stros? Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This will be the 90th for Kikuchi. High and outside. Ball 2. Caratini comes walking out, giving Kikuchi the "it's all good, bro. Take it easy" signal. Two balls, 1 strike to Cal Raleigh. Here's a pitch. That one's low, and he hits it to third. Whitcomb will throw it to first. Does he get him? No, he's safe. So Whitcomb doesn't make that play. He's able to actually catch it and transfer it this time, but it's not there in time. 2 infield hits for Cal Raleigh. Yeah, he was able to beat that one out, no problem. So we have runners on every base right now. The one play that Whitcomb finally makes is impossible to make. Is impossible to get the out. But the translator and the pitching coach are coming out to the mound now to talk to Kikuchi. They're going to have a little meeting on the mound with the infield. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Kikuchi now in a jam. Astros ahead in this. Astros ahead in this game by 1 to nothing. Kikuchi has been good so far, but in this inning he has only gotten 1 out so far, and he's loaded the bases. Despite no hard hit balls, we have bases loaded, and that brings up Randy Arozarena at the plate. First pitch to him is 96 miles an hour, right in the middle of the plate, strike 1. Got him looking there. Two strikeouts for Arozarena today. Here's the next pitch. That one's in the dirt. Good catch by Caratini. Count is even. 1-1. Did any of you guys see the new Beetlejuice movie? I think it's either out this weekend or next weekend here in Japan. I'm hopefully going to see it when I'm in Hiroshima City. Here's the next pitch. Man, that was fouled off of Caratini's mask, and it bounced way off his mask. That was hard. 96 miles an hour. Look at this. Boom. That was right off the front of his helmet. Right off his forehead. Boom. Look at that from the side. You can see the jar, the vibration here. Boom. Seems good. Helmet did its job. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if he can get another strikeout on Arozarena. Here's the pitch. Got him. Strike 3. Swing and a miss. 8th strikeout for Kikuchi. Big pump, fist pump. Chest, hitting the chest. Caratini, the big Batman Warrior coming up. Man, I love the excitement and these guys, Kikuchi and Caratini, both showing a lot of emotion, man. Love it. This one is hit into left field. The first batter after Rosarina is Turner, and he hits it straight to left field. The Mariners are going to get a run at least, if not two. 2-1, 2-run score on that hit. Single to left field. Turner's not able to turn it into two. Very first pitch, right in the corner. First two RBIs given up. First two runs given up by Kikuchi this game. He's now up to 96 pitches. Is it going to be it for him? No, he's still in the game. Jorge Polanco comes to the plate. He does have a single. He's 1 for 2 today. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. First pitch to him is just a little outside. Ball 1. I'm starting to get a little cramp in my leg. It's one of the other things about my conditions. My condition are the symptoms. One of the symptoms, I don't have good blood flow in my legs. So I get a lot of leg cramps, foot cramps, leg cramps, all sorts of things. Fly ball to the infield, guys, and that's going to be it for the inning. Pena's able to come over and grab it, no problem. He comes all the way over in front of Kessinger to take it. That's funny. Out number 3, but the Astros give up 2 runs. Kikuchi finally gives up 2 runs. But it took 6 innings for the Mariners to get those runs. And 98 pitches or so from Kikuchi before the Mariners could get on the board. It's not a bad performance. 2 runs in 6 innings. That gives the Astros closers an opportunity to come in and get some practice. Let's see if they can hold the Mariners to 2 runs and give the Astros bats an opportunity to put some more points on the board. Let's see what's up. We got some comments in the chat. D Steele, welcome in today. I hope you're doing well. I know you can use your sleep. I'm thankful you got up to call the game, though. We had to listen to the game on the radio the last 2 games and put up score from a Spanish YouTuber, volume turned off. It's the same YouTuber I used to watch. I tried to listen, but if I weren't studying Japanese, I probably would have listened more to the Spanish YouTuber. But the problem is that I'm going through this phase right now with my Japanese study where I have to study a lot every day, and when I sleep in my dreams are starting to be a mix of English and Japanese. And so throwing Spanish into the mix, even a little bit like that, I just couldn't do. And when I finally got a rental house and was able to get my own home internet here, that's when I decided to, hey, I should give live play-by-play a try. And I had the perfect opportunity during the summer vacation. Singleton is at the plate, guys, and he fouls the first pitch off. Kirby's still in the game. He's at 80 pitches so far. Strike 1 to Single McSingleton, who had a double his last at bat. 0-1 is the count. High and outside, ball 1 to Singleton. But still, I wanted to say thank you for expressing your gratitude there, because the thought did cross my mind that this game doesn't matter too much. I could just skip it and sleep and get the extra rest. I could definitely use it. But like I said before, there aren't too many games left. And I really wanted to do it, so I forced myself to get up. So I appreciate that. And thank you for the kind words. I'm glad that I'm much better than listening to the Spanish YouTuber. For those of us who don't speak Spanish well or understand many words like me, it's sensible why you'd want English broadcast. 2-2. That one was fouled off by Singleton. So he was double McDoubleton the last at bat. Let's see if he can go like triple McTripleton or Homer McHomerton. 2-2, no outs, no runners on here in the bottom of the sixth. Astros were down by 1. That's high, full count. Good at bat so far for Singleton, fouling off the good pitches and taking the bad ones. Sweet Richard says, Gerald Goins found guilty. I don't even know who that is. That one's hit hard to opposite field, but going to be foul. Count remains 3-2. Gerald Goins. You might think it's weird that I don't know who that is, but you have to understand that I'm in Japan, right? So if it's some big news in the U.S., I might not be aware of it. I'm all focused on my studies right now. I only do 4 things right now, basically. Or you could say 5 things, I think, depending on the way that you count it. Like, I sleep. I get up to call some of the games. I go to school and study. Going to the school and studying, I count those as actually different things. Fouled off again by Singleton. Count remains 3-2. But I guess you could say the third thing is, school and study. And then the fourth thing is I teach online classes. I teach English online for my part-time job. And then the fifth thing is I go to the hospital often to get checkups, medicines, and treatments. So there you go. That's my life. I don't have any time to keep up with too much of what's going on in U.S. news. But then again, it doesn't really affect me. I haven't lived in the U.S. in over 11 years. Most of the news I know about in the U.S. is just it revolves around the Astros. Singleton fouls it away again. He has like 6 foul balls. Look at this, man. Boom. Anything in the zone or anywhere close to the zone, he's just fouling it off. He's making this guy work. Kirby is now up to 90 pitches, and he hasn't even gotten an out yet. Come on, Singleton. This one's hit high again. Is it going to be playable? It is playable, and he catches it right by the net. And they're going to say that it's an out. Man, he almost fouled it off again. Look at that. He just barely made this catch. I thought maybe it was off the net, but the umpire says it's out, so I guess it didn't go off the net. HPD officer. Ah, okay. I guess he did something and they put him on trial. I'll have to look that up. Caratini, the Batman, comes to the plate. Very first pitch is grounded to second. Polanco snatches it up and fires over to first. So after that really long at bat, Caratini grounds out on the very first pitch. Terrible throw by the second baseman. How do you make a throw like that from second base? That was almost in the dirt. Can't be making a terrible throw like that, man. Jason Hayward comes to the plate. Hasn't done anything yet today. That's interesting. He hasn't looked good today. 0 for 2 with some strikeouts. He had a great game yesterday, but in his last 11 games, Hayward has 4 home runs. That's nice. That one's in the dirt. Ball 2. Oh, I'm sorry, the first one was in the dirt. That was high. I wasn't looking at the screen. I was just going by the count there for a second. I thought I heard it bounce. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Right on the outside corner, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, no runners on here in the bottom of the 6th. Hayward looking for his first hit at this game. 4 hits for the Astros and 4 hits for the Mariners. And That was a rip to the first base side. Very hard hit, but a great catch by the first baseman, and that's going to do it for the Astros in the sixth. Great play to take away a hit. Man, look at that. Look at this catch. Turner barely got over there. Took one away from Hayward. Almost through, just barely. Whew, that was close. But as it stands, the Astros come away with no hits, no runs. We are down 2-1, guys, going into the top of the seventh. Joe Goins found guilty of murder in the 29 Harding Street raid. Ex-police officer murder case. Found guilty of murders in a 2019 raid. Oh, wait, of couple deaths. Ah, okay, I think I know about this. Richard. Is this... Now, I don't know any details. I'm just asking a question, okay? So you can correct me if it's way off the mark. But if it's the one I'm thinking about, there was a controversy raised about it, about some innocent people being killed in a raid. Is that what this is about, or is that something different? Top of the seventh, rolling in just a moment. Let's see who's going to be on the mound. I'm pretty sure that they're going to pull Kikuchi because he got to 98 pitches. I don't know why they would have him still on the mound. I've still got 3 runners on base. I am totally dropping the ball there. There we go. Fixed. Who's on the mound now for the Astros? Sean Dubin. I haven't seen him on the mound. Dubin. Sean Dubin. Where's his picture? There it is. There we go. Got it changed. First pitch is a ball to Garver. Here comes the next pitch. That's in there for strike 1. Mitch Garver at the plate, 1 for 2 today. Here comes the next pitch from Dubin. That's hit hard to left field all the way out to the wall. That's a home run. Just like that. A line drive home run to the Crawford boxes. Real quiet, simple, and quick. Look at that. Just third pitch, just boom, right into the Crawford boxes. Dubin comes in, gives up a home run right off the bat. Well, there we go again with the Astros relievers, guys. That's what I'm talking about right there. I keep saying it. The 2 things that I always complain about the Astros, one is leaving base runners on. The second thing is the relievers coming in and not doing their freaking jobs. Can't play like this in the playoffs. That brings up J.P. Crawford, who shows bunt, but he takes that for ball 1. The Mariners are doing their stupid celebration with the trident in the dugout. I'm sorry if you're triggered by the language, but I find this retarded. That one's in there for a strike. The count is even 1-1. And it's not... I'm not saying it's that the Mariners specifically, what they're doing with the trident is retarded. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that all teams that do these gimmicky things like that is all retarded. And I'm glad that the Astros don't do that. I think it's ridiculous. Some people have like a jacket. They put a jacket on them when they come in the dugout. Some have like a, like this trident or a hat or some stupid nonsense like that. They do that whenever they come in the dugout. It's ridiculous. Next pitch is outside for ball 2. The count is 2-2 to J.P. Crawford. Dubin looking for his first out of the inning after giving up the solo home run. 96 miles an hour, fouled away. The count remains 2-2. But not too long ago, somebody was talking. They actually brought this up, and they were like, the Astros don't do anything, for home runs and whatever. And they were trying to make it sound like the Astros don't do enough to celebrate their home runs and whatnot. But fair ball hit down the first baseline by Crawford, and he's going to turn that into a double. And the throw is way off. What in the world happened there? He's going to get to third. Look at this throw. Look at this throw by Hayward. Look at that. It goes all the way out to third base. Nobody's covered. Crawford is able to scoot over to third. So Crawford gets a double. Hayward throws it way over the head of the second baseman. Take a look at this hit right down the line. I mean, just barely fair. Just barely. How was that? Was that even on the line? But the throw was so bad. Look at that. That Whitcomb had to go over and get it, and there was nobody covering third base. So no outs. Back-to-back hits for the Mariners off of Dubin. Runner on third. First pitch to Dylan Moore is on the way. And it is just in there for strike one. Whew, man. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner, strike two. Two pitches on the outside edge. 0-2. Suddenly Dubin looking good after giving up a home run and a double. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one's low and outside. Ball one, 1-2. I have to remind myself the Astros don't need this game. But at the same time, it's frustrating. I don't want them to be playing like garbage, just because. Too relaxed. Strike three, he says. Called strike three. Umpire calls a strike. Caratini is like pointing to first base. He didn't know it was called strike three. And Dylan Moore didn't like it, but tough crap. It looked like you went around to me, man. And that's all that matters. Out number one, finally. Victor Robles comes to the plate. Runner still on third. One out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 91 on the outside edge. Good pitch by Dubin. Dubin. Next pitch is way inside and high. Robles gets out of the way and drops his bat. Scared him. He was like, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit it. Drops his bat on the ground. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5 o'clock, 5:05 in the morning here. Let's hurry up and end this game so I can get some more sleep. This is grounded to third. Whitcomb comes home with a terrible throw. My God. The Mariners score another run. This ground ball to Whitcomb. Look at this throw, man. He just grounds it. Caratini barely gets to it. Man, Whitcomb looks like trash on third base over there. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Look at this replay. Look at this. He just throws it right in the ground right here. Just Caratini's like, what? Are you kidding me? So 4-1 Mariners. Robles is on first base. Dubin tries to pick him off. It's pretty close. That might have been out. Astros are going to check it. They might challenge it. Look how close this was. He looked out. I think he was out. Are they going to challenge it? Are they not going to challenge that? Are you kidding me? How are they not going to challenge that? Why not? Why not challenge it? They don't. And now he's going to steal second. The throw is there, but he's safe. What in the world is going on? Nobody just care. Nobody cares about this game except for Kikichi. He's the only one besides Caratini that was showing some emotion about trying to win. What in the world's going on? Robles is now on second base. Too much indifference going on in this game right now. Rodriguez at the plate with a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. High fastball, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rodriguez. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dubin has given up 2 runs this inning. Here's the next pitch. This is grounded to third. Whitcomb bobbles it, and he throws it in the ground at first. Whitcomb looking like trash right now. Pull him out. Please, God, pull him out. The crowd is booing. Look at this. He grounds it into the ground again. Whitcomb is looking like total trash in the field, guys. He is knocking at the door of AAA right now. I swear he is. He keeps grabbing his wrist, but there's nothing wrong with your wrist, dude. It's your fielding. Your fielding sucks. He's not catching the ball. He's not throwing the ball. Runners on first and second with 1 out. I'm glad that the crowd started booing. He's playing like trash. Strike one right in there to Cal Raleigh. So when the Astros have had opportunities with these ground balls or infield plays, they're getting bobbled or the throws are off. 3 freaking errors on the Astros right now. 3 errors. Probably 2 of those Whitcomb. If not all 3. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 82 in the bottom of the zone. Good pitch from Dubin. Dubin not getting any help from the infield right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Raleigh. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Dubin gets a strikeout there. And the second out. Raleigh goes down hacking. Rosarina comes to the plate. Man, terrible performance. Steele says you should always put your best effort in, if only for Head faithful fans that are there to support you. Yeah, and whether I'm doing a live stream or whether I'm playing the game myself, I always feel like you should do your best. What's the point in slacking off, First pitch to Rosarina is in there. Strike 1. Three strikeouts for Rosarina today, all against Kikuchi. Let's see if Dubin can get one here. Here's the next pitch. Just a little outside and low. 96 miles an hour. Ball 1. Next pitch just taken. I don't know what was going on there. Rosarina just starts backing out of the box as Dubin pitches. What in the world was going on? He just decided to take that one no matter what? Okay. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Rosarina. High. Ball 2. Or I'm sorry, ball 3. 3-1. I absolutely agree. Even if the Astros are losing by 15 runs in the 9th inning, I'm still going to be hanging in to the end. That one's fouled back for strike 2. We have a full count against Rosarina. Finally, Astros have another guy warming up in the bullpen. Here comes the full count pitch in just a moment. Long delay by Dubin. Here's the pitch. That one's tapped foul down the third base line. We'll have another full count pitch on the way in just a moment. Six hits for the Mariners and 4 runs with 1 error. Astros, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 freaking errors. Here comes the full count pitch to Rosarina. He taps that one to the third. Whitcomb has another opportunity to redeem himself, and he throws it in the dirt to Singleton. Another run scores. Are you kidding me? Shea Whitcomb makes another error. He has all the time in the world to make a good throw, and he can't even do that. Are you kidding me? 5-1 Mariners. Whitcomb now has 3 errors. 4 errors for the Astros, 3 of those on Whitcomb. They show a shot of his spot of watching from the dugout. You really need to pull him out. Just put Altuve in. Put Kessinger on third and put Altuve in on second. Do it, do it, do it. They said there are no other infielders available for the Astros right now. So I guess that Whitcomb is going to have 10 errors by the time this game is over, and the Astros are going to lose 12-1. Ball 1 to Justin Turner. Runner still on first and second. This inning continues on for Dubin and the Astros. This one's hit up in the air to center field. Hopefully Myers can do it. Unlike Whitcomb, Myers is able to get underneath it and actually put it away. Myers can actually catch and throw the ball. Thank God. He can't hit it very well, but he can definitely catch it and throw it. 4 errors for the Astros, 3 of those by 1 player. That's what happens when you pull Bregman out of the game, guys. That reminds me of something that I was saying earlier. I was talking about how sometimes I see these comments when I look at, there's some channels that I follow that break down some of the Astros games, and podcasts and YouTubers and programs that are on YouTube, and I subscribe to those channels and I follow along. Sometimes I comment, sometimes I look at the live chat, sometimes I just kind of listen passively, whatever. And one time I heard someone say something, and they were talking about the future of Alex Bregman with the Astros, and it's kind of on the fence, right? Bregman's performance is not stellar. He did come on late and do pretty well. I mean, he had a short stint where he was out for injury. He wasn't feeling quite himself, but he was turning it around, and he finished okay for the season, but he just had a down year. However, there's one thing about Bregman that you just can't argue with. Maybe 2 things. One is he's a workhorse. He plays a lot of games. That's the first thing. But the main thing that I want to mention is that Bregman is a good defensive third baseman. He's a good, solid glove at third base. If you look at the amount of errors that he makes compared to the number of innings that he plays, it's really, really good. The reason I know that is because I specifically looked it up. My overall impression has been that Bregman is really good at catching the freaking ball like a vacuum cleaner. Whitcomb is at the plate, takes the first pitch for strike 1. Let's see if he can make up for some of those errors. He's going to need 3 solo home runs to do that. Probably won't happen. He's over 2 today with 2 groundouts. Here's the next pitch to Whitcomb, the 0-1 pitch. He hits this one deep to left center. It's all the way back to the wall. Rosarina gets it on the warning track. So Whitcomb tries to get himself a solo home run, but He flies out and is not able to make up for his nonsense in the last inning. But anyway, I just happened to see a person in the live chat. They responded to something that I said. I said, if we lose Bregman, if we trade him away or whatever and lose him, it's really going to hurt on defense because we don't have anybody that's solid to replace him in his ability at third. Strike one to Dubin. I mean, not Dubin, Dubon. Can you imagine Sean Dubin at the plate? That'd be something. But the idea of having Whitcomb or anybody else over on third base, I'm not confident with that. Dubon hits this one to center field. Easy fly out. Out number 2. Astros going down without much of a fight right now. And so I made the comment. It's just a true comment. I know it's my opinion, but I feel that it's fact. Obviously, Bregman's defense is better than his offense, especially the first half of the season. But his defense is also good. Jake Meyers comes to the plate. First pitch is fouled away. Strike one. And losing Bregman's glove at third base, I feel, would be a scary loss, especially considering how we don't have anybody to replace him right now, and we don't have a lot of budget to get a really good third baseman to replace him. So it's a difficult decision for the Astros coming up. I think anybody who's sane and understands the Astros and Bregman would agree with that. Myers grounds out, and that will be it for the Astros. In the bottom of the 7th, we're going to move into the top of the 8th. The Astros getting clobbered now, 5-1. And we're on break. But anyway, somebody in the chat decided to get all crazy and talk about how, at best, Bregman was a mid-level third baseman as it related to his performance on the defensive side. He basically said that Alex Bregman he made too many errors. He's like, look how many errors he's made this season. Well, I did look at his errors for the season. And if you look at the amount of innings that he's played and the number of plays that he's had to make versus the other players, there's no contest. It's not even close. If you're going to look at errors by percentage, then Alex Bregman is one of the best. And at the time I looked these stats up, number of innings played in all of MLB, Bregman was in the top 3. Think about that. So his error percentage was not high, and he was in the top 3 of innings played in all MLB. That is factual information that his defense is good. It's just factual information. So it annoys me when I see people in the chat or making comments on videos talking about crap and they don't know what they're talking about. Because all they see is, oh, Bregman's got X number of errors. Oh, he's so terrible because this other guy from this other team, he has the same amount of errors, and and he's terrible. Or this other guy has fewer errors than Bregman. He's much better than Bregman. But when you actually go and look at their number of innings played, the other guy has like half of that or less. There's no comparison there. You can't just nitpick data. You have to look at it from the proper perspective. And that's one of the reasons why I can't stand news, media, politicians. They always massage the data to try to throw you off. Let's see here. Caleb Ferguson is on the mound. That's scary. Looks like the Mariners are going to score some more runs because he likes to give up runs. That's my impression of Caleb Ferguson. Sorry to be cynical there, but first pitch is fouled off. He tried to bunt. Strike one on Jorge Polanco. No, that's 0-2. 2 strikes. I missed the first pitch, apparently. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right side. Let me go ahead and change the pitcher. Dubin is no longer in the game. It is Caleb Ferguson. Caleb Ferguson. I don't have a portrait picture for Ferguson. I have to use this. I think that's how you spell his name. Oh no, it's U. That not E. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. Polanco. Ferguson with a U. Okay, well, Shea actually makes a play. Shea Whitcomb actually makes a play at third. So there's a bad hop on that play. He's able to grab it and throw to first. Wow, so he makes a catch and makes a throw, finally. He's able to do both. My God, finally he did something. And the crowd actually cheered. He's laughing about that. He shouldn't be happy. I mean, he should be happy he made the play, but smiling and laughing about it, and the crowd cheering, and it's kind of embarrassing. That was a good catch, and he made the throw, but it's a little late now. There's nobody on base. You didn't do it when it mattered, when the pressure was on. No pressure right now. 1 out. And that pitch to Mitch Garver is a ball. 1-0 is the count. That was on the edge of the strike zone. It could have gone either way. 1-1 is the count. Okay. Well, I was ranting about Shea Whitcomb. There was another pitch. That one's fouled off for strike 2. Didn't miss that one. Oh, yeah. Garver had a solo home run in his last at bat. Off of Dubin, I believe. Strike 3. Right in there. Ferguson picks up an out. Man, who is this guy? Ferguson with a ground out and now a strikeout. Man, I'm not used to seeing him come in and get 2 easy outs like that. If he starts loading up the bases here, I won't be surprised, but I'll be kind of more surprised to see him get the 3rd out right here. Here's the first pitch to J.P. Crawford. That's in there for a strike. 93 miles an hour. Ferguson just hasn't been the epitome of dependable. 0-1 with 2 outs, no runners on. Here's the pitch, and this one's hit high in the air. It's going to be playable. Singleton is over in foul territory, and then he overruns it, and he has to backpedal to get it, but he puts it away. That one was way up there. I'm surprised it didn't hit the roof. Out number 3. 3 up and 3 down for Caleb Ferguson. Well, what do you know? Just like Shea Whitcomb, when there's no pressure, he's able to get 3 outs. When there is pressure, when the Astros have a lead, or when the Astros have runners on base and they need a reliever to come in, Ferguson is always there to lose the game. Man, let's see here. Is there anyone that can play third and get the ball to first? Bregman. That's it. It's just Bregman. I mean, you could put Dubon over there. I'd rather see Mauricio Dubon on third than Shea Whitcomb. Dubon isn't the best third baseman, but I feel that he wouldn't have made any of those errors. Bregman and Altuve are my favorites this year. You know, these are our old school guys, right? These are the guys that have been around for a while. I have, an extra. Altuve is my favorite all-time player, and he currently is still. He always will be. But there is a special place in my heart for Bregman because he came from LSU, and even though I didn't really pay a lot of attention. I never have paid a lot of attention to LSU's baseball until they get to a chance at the playoffs and a title, a national title. I don't watch the games. I just don't. I watch the LSU football games. But since Bregman comes from LSU and did so well there, and he's playing for the Astros, it's connected to two teams, two organizations that I really like. Once again, we see these funny signs. Everyone was wondering what it'd be like if the Astros didn't win the division. I guess we'll never know. I remember them saying that last year. They're saying it again this year. It looks like there's a new pitcher in the game. Colin Snyder. He is facing Greg Kessinger. Strike one, looks like. Right in the top of the zone. Here comes the next pitch. He swings at that one. 82 miles an hour. Fouls it away. Strike two. Who is that? I don't know. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Kessinger takes that one outside for ball one. 16 people listening in, 15 likes. Can't complain about that. It would be nice to end the stream with 20 likes, but we'll see. The count is 1-2. Here comes the pitch. A little high, just misses the zone. Ball two, good take there. Yeah, I've been calling him Greg Kessinger this whole time. And his name is Gray. Grae. Gray. Gray Kessinger. I was wrong. It shows you how many games I've actually called with him in it. Maybe this is the first time I've seen his name on screen. I used to just hear his name, and I thought they were saying Greg. I was wrong. Full count, walk. He takes the pitch outside, so a leadoff walk, man. Kessinger on base. He comes in and is able to get on base. I think this might be the first leadoff base runner for the Astros. I'm not sure. It feels like it anyway, because the Astros haven't done much. Haven't done much at the plate today except strand base runners. Here comes the first pitch to Pena. 95 on the inside corner, strike one. Astros have a runner on first. No outs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Pena. Check swing foul by Pena. Bounces it off, almost off his fists. Oh and 2 is the count. 5-1. The Mariners leading in the bottom of the eighth. The Astros with a runner on. No outs. Pena at the plate with the 0-2 count. He fouls this one off. 83, low and outside. Count remains 0-2. Can't wait for this week to be over. These tests are just tiresome. Here's the pitch. Fouled away again. That was 95, right in the center of the zone. Manaka. In Japanese, it basically means right in the center. Naka means inside. Manaka is like center. No balls, two strikes. Here comes the pitch. High. Taken for ball one. Good eye by Pena. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it looks like Pena goes down swinging here. He does. Strike three. 82. Low and away. Foul tip caught by the catcher, and that's it for Pena. 1 away. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. Diaz has batted 341 at Minute Maid Park this year. That's crazy. Imagine how much higher that would be if he would stop swinging at garbage pitches. 46 RBIs, 871 OPS. Here's the next pitch from Snyder, swing and a miss by Diaz for strike one. 94 miles an hour on that one. Here's the next pitch. This one's hit hard. Looks like it's going to be playable by the center fielder. It is, no problem. Out number 2. Not quite hard enough. That one died. It was hard hit at first, it seemed, but it died before it got out there. No chance. But John Singleton comes to the plate. Singleton actually has a double today and a walk. He hasn't had a bad day, but hasn't been enough to challenge the Mariners and their pitchers. Speaking of pitchers, Mariners pitchers, coach is coming out to make a change. They're going to take Snyder out of the game. I haven't changed the pitchers on screen because I knew that the Mariners would be changing their pitchers out quickly. And every new pitcher they bring in, I have to download their picture to update it on the screen. So I just haven't changed it from the opening pitcher. The starting pitcher for the Mariners, Kirby, I haven't changed his picture. I'm probably not going to. Useless. Five to 1, the Astros are down in the bottom of the 8th. It's an understatement to say that the Astros hitting and fielding today has been abysmal. They're just playing like they don't care, and they should care. They should care. They might not need this game to win the division, but they need to win the game to prove that they can win the game and to stay serious. And they're not taking the game seriously. And on top of that, this is the freaking Mariners in Minute Maid Park. This is your last regular season game. You don't want to win for the fans? These guys are making a lot of money, and they're getting all this money and support from the fans. And we only have a couple of players on the field who are playing like they really want to win. There have been so many errors and mistakes and just terrible batting by the Astros today. 4 freaking errors, terrible throws, terrible fielding, and just batting that looks like garbage. Right now they have runner on. The new pitcher is in. Taylor Saucedo? Yeah, Taylor Saucedo is on the mound, a left-hander. He's going to be facing John Singleton. Mariners have 1 out on the Astros. Runner on first. Here's the pitch to Singleton. First one is right in the bottom of the zone, but umpire lays off. Ball 1. That was a long frame by the catcher. Look how long he holds it there, waiting for the strike call. He's like, strike. Nope, no strike. Here comes the next pitch to Singleton, outside and low, ball 2. I'll see the sun starting to come up outside. It's 5:35 in the morning here. Here's the next pitch. That one's on the outside corner for strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Saucedo. This one's hit up the middle, but that's going to be played to first base. No play at second, but they get Singleton out. Oh, yeah, there were already 2 outs. My bad. That's out number 3. Singleton grounds out for out number 3. No wonder. Okay, my bad. What can you say? It's 5:35 in the morning. After that pitching change, I was just kind of out of it. Looks like they're going to have Neris coming in, Hector Neris on the mound, so I'll go ahead and make that change. That's one change I will make, because I already have all the Astros pitchers. Hector Neris coming to the mound in the top of the 9th for the Astros. I think if the Astros could, they would just go ahead and end the game right now. Just totally screw the fans over by ending the game early. We don't need it. Let's just go ahead and walk away. I mean, they might as well insult the fans a little bit more by the way they're playing. Add some insult to injury. D still says, see you Thursday, Friday for you, I think. Luck on all your tests, both at school and medically. Get some rest, my friend. Stay well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, today is actually Thursday for me right now. And the Astros are off tomorrow, which is Friday for me. So the next game will be Saturday. That'll be game one of the game with the Guardians, the 3-game series with the Guardians. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for me. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for you if you are in the U.S., which I guess you are. So yeah, I get a day off tomorrow. I'll be able to make up for the lack of sleep today. And then I'll be back Saturday morning. So I'll see you guys if you're in the U.S. Then I will see you Friday evening. Neris is on the mound for the Astros. It'll be interesting to see how he pitches under no pressure. Astros down 5-1 in a game they don't need. Is he going to pitch like Kikuchi, or is he going to pitch like Dubin? And by the way, thank you again for the kind words. And hopefully I'll get some good news on Monday when I go to the hospital. We'll see. Oh my gosh. Whitcomb makes another error, guys. I kid you not. Very first pitch is grounded to Whitcomb. And look at this throw. He throws it way over Singleton's head. And they're going to send Moore to second base because that throw went into the stands or went into a dugout or something. And so he's getting second base. So Whitcomb with his what, 4th error of the game? Are you kidding me? 4 errors for Shea Whitcomb in this game. Put a pitcher in there for him. Really embarrass him. Pull him out and put a pitcher over on third base. Might as well. Here's the first pitch to the next batter from Neris. Victor Robles is at the plate. He fouls it away for strike 1. Yeah, okay. I was a little confused because on the screen they were showing the runner on first base. I thought, what's going on? But now they show it correctly. He's on second base. Okay, Kissinger just made an error at second base. The Mariners will get another run. Look at this. Another error. This one's hit up the middle. Kissinger gets it, bounces off of him. Mariners score another run. And runner gets to second. How do you like that? 2 errors back to back. Astros now have 6 errors. The Mariners trying harder right now, even though they're winning the game. Robles is a little shaken up after rushing to second and having that slide. The coach is going to be out to check on him, make sure he's all right. A little injured on that slide. No outs. Hector Neris, first 2 batters, 2 errors, and 1 run. I don't even want to watch the end of this game. I really don't, but I have to. I must. The Astros defense right now is making it really hard for me to watch this game. And thanks to this nonsense, I mean, I'm not calling his injury nonsense. I'm just saying that this is another delay for me. I just want this game to be over with so I can go back to bed and get a couple hours of sleep. This is cutting into my sleep time. I refuse to end the game early. I've been listening to games before I started live streaming. When I listened to somebody calling the game in English, it was always the opposing team's announcer, because those are the only guys I could find doing the games in English. And sometimes when the Astros would be up by 6 or 7 runs, going into like the 6th or 7th inning, sometimes those YouTube channels, those streamers, would end the game. They'd be like, "That's it, guys. I can't take this anymore. It's done. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next game. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one." And they would end the live stream. They would just give up. I've never done that, and I never will do that. I will never do that. I don't care if the Astros are losing by 15 runs. I won't do that. 93 miles an hour to Julio Rodriguez, up and in, ball 1. Runner on second, no outs. Mariners up by 5. 6-1. Astros look like total garbage this game. I just had a feeling in my stomach that maybe I should just skip this game and sleep in. But I was like, no, I haven't called any of these games for the Mariners. I want to call this game. I want the Astros to win the series. And they've just played like they just don't care. Well, Kikuchi had a good outing. He was really fired up. Caratini seemed fired up. A couple of the Astros came to play, but as a team, they haven't. And their rookies have looked like total garbage. 1-1 is the count against Rodriguez. He swings and misses that one for strike 2. No outs. 1 runner on second. Back-to-back error doubles for the Mariners to start this inning. Neris looking for the next pitch, and he's got what he wants. Here comes the delivery. Up and in, ball 2. Counts even. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Way high. Rodriguez takes that one for ball 3, and that's a full count. Oh my gosh, this is not looking good. Here comes the full count pitch. Rodriguez swings hard. That ball goes way out there. I'm pretty sure it's gone, and it is. That's a home run, 2-run home run. It's 8-1 Mariners. Neris gives up a 2-run homer, so Neris continues where Dubin left off, not doing his job. And once again, I feel like a broken record saying the same thing over and over and over again, just skipping. The Astros relievers need to buckle down, and Neris is one of those guys I just don't trust right now. Brian Abreu has been scaring me. Neris has not been locked down like he used to be. No outs here in the top of the 9th. 3-run 9th so far. 8-1 Mariners. Cal Raleigh is at the plate. He swings and misses the first pitch for strike 1. Astros determined to make me stay up as long as possible. And they still have another at bat to go. Maybe the Astros will just be 3 up and 3 down on 3 quick ground outs. That'll be it. Strike 3. Neris finally gets a freaking out. Good grief. A foul tip into the glove of Caratini. Barely gets that strikeout. Out number 1. Playoff schedule beginning next week. Holy cow, October 1st through the 3rd. Strike 1 to Randy Arozarena, who's at the plate right now facing Neris. That's in there for strike 1. Next pitch is crushed to left field, but just foul. That was a line drive. That would have been off the wall in left field, but he just came around too early. He destroyed that one. Strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He's 0 for 4 today, so I'm sure he's trying to just aim for the fences. Might as well if you're up by 7 runs. 94 miles an hour off the plate. Ball 1, 1-2. I hope the Astros get all this crap out of their system this game, because they're not going to be able to do this when it comes to that wild card game, wild card series, by the way. Can't get my words out right now. I'm feeling it. I went to bed way too late. I was in bed, actually. I just didn't get to sleep. So I was only able to sleep for about 3 hours. Swing and a foul ball. Count remains 2-2. So I think the most that I'm going to be able to get before I get up again to go to school is 2 hours. I'm not going to be able to get more than 2 hours. Here comes a pitch from Neris. Strike 3, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Neris. So Neris starts the inning off with a couple of base runners who get to second off errors, scores a run, gives up a 2-run homer, and then he comes back with 2 strikeouts. How inconsistent can you be? Neris is so out of it, he thought that was strike 3. After this, he starts walking to the dugout. That was only out number 2. That's how out of it they are. They don't even know how many outs there are in the field. They're committing errors. They're not hitting the ball. There's a fly ball to right field, almost another home run, but Hayward is able to get underneath it, and that is the 3rd out finally. But man, I feel like the Astros are playing like how I feel right now. You know, it's like for them, oh, it's like 5 in the morning. I got up at 2:45. I'm half awake. I'm glad you stick it out. Awesome. Thank you. They partied too hard last night. Hey, it's possible. Actually, if I found out that was the reason, I'd be much happier to know that was the reason. Because it would be a reason, not an excuse. But Shea Whitcomb, why is he playing like such trash over on third base? He can't catch the ball. He can't throw the ball. Kessinger can't catch the ball. Hayward made a terrible throw. It's like everybody is playing like garbage. Can you believe that? The Astros, technically they have 6 errors. They've only credited them with 5, but they have 6. And 4 of those errors are from Shea Whitcomb. Insane. Well, the Astros are coming to the plate for their final at-bat. Astros have brought in Cesar Salazar. He's pinch hitting for Caratini. So Caratini's out of the game. Jason Hayward is on deck, and Shea Whitcomb is in the hole. So I guess you could say this looks like a 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the 9th. Hayward has done nothing this game. He did hit the ball really hard. Almost got a single down the right side, but the first baseman was able to dive and get it. Otherwise, he's been striking out this game. Whitcomb hasn't done anything either. He had a drive deep to center field, but that was it. Salazar is at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Taylor Saucedo. Or is there a new pitcher? I think that's a different pitcher. They haven't changed it on screen. That first pitch is a strike. 0-1 is the count. Yeah. Gabby Spear? Is that his name? Who names a guy Gabby? Okay. That's a ball. 1-1 is the count. 333 is Salazar's batting average. He fouls this one back. 92, just above the top of the zone. Strike 2. I wonder how many at-bats Salazar has to be batting 333. Not too many. I haven't hardly seen him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. Foul tip, but the catcher catches it. Not surprised. Out number 1 with that strikeout. I don't predict that the Astros are going to do anything. I don't think they care enough to try to do anything. 8-1. What a miserable, embarrassing loss. 5 errors. Really, it was 6. Giving up 8 runs. Totally destroyed Kikuchi's opportunity to win another game. Freaking Astros. And that is a strike 1 to Jason Hayward. Swing and a miss. Here's the next pitch. A little check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. Outside, ball 1. Kikuchi did not have any losses at all with the Astros until today. And he didn't get any help from the defense or the bats. He's going to have his first loss. Another swing and a miss right in the zone. It doesn't get any better than that. 92, right in the middle of the zone, and Hayward can't even get his bat on it. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 2. Goodness. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's tapped right back to the catcher, the pitcher. He bobbles it for a second, but then gathers himself and tosses it over to first. No problem. That's out number 2. The Astros are just 1 out away from ending this embarrassing game. If I were a fan and I paid for this game, the last home game, I'd be a little miffed. I'm already miffed, and I'm not even there. Shea Whitcomb is at the plate. He's 0 for 3 today, batting .225. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Whitcomb batting like his fielding today. Trash. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He check swings on a strike, an 81-mile-per-hour strike right in the center of the plate. Strike 2. Of course he does. I predict he's going to strike out miserably. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Whitcomb. He hits that one high. Well, he didn't strike out, but he flies out to shallow right field. The shortstop comes way over to get it. And that's going to be it. The Astros lose this one 8-1. The most embarrassing game that I've seen the Astros play since that last game versus the Angels, when they allowed them to come back and destroy them by scoring, like, I don't know, how many runs was it? 7? 6 or 7 runs. The Astros were leading the game by several runs, by like 4 runs, and then they allow the Angels to come back and get a 2-run lead. And now this game, they just play like trash. Lots of errors, terrible hitting. They don't back up Kikuchi at all. Through 6 innings, Kikuchi gives up just 2 runs. And then the Astros just totally break down and hand Kikuchi his first loss of the season. Forget that. 8-1. Get some good rest, man. Thank you very much, Steele. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Let's all get some rest, and hopefully the Astros have a better series against the Guardians. Let's hope they show up and actually play ball. They need to play ball. Every game matters. Let's play ball. Just a quick game summary, and then I'm out of here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but let's take a look at it real quick on the screen. I can't see that without my glasses, so I'm going to open it on the big screen here. You guys can look at it on the small screen. All right, scoring summary. Kikuchi unfortunately gets the loss. That's his first loss with the Astros. Kirby gets the win. In the bottom of the third, Caratini singled to center, scoring Singleton. That was the only time the Astros would score the entire game. They took the lead, and then that was it for scoring from then on. Mariners took over in the sixth when they got 2 runs. Turner singled to left, scoring Moore and Robles. 2-1 Mariners. Top of the seventh, Garver homered to left center. 3-1 Mariners. Robles grounded into a fielder's choice. Crawford scored. 4-1 Mariners. Robles scored, and Rosarino was safe at first on a throwing error by Whitcomb. One of about 1,000 errors by Whitcomb today. 5-1 Mariners. And the top of the ninth, the Astros decided, you know what? Let's give up some more runs. Robles doubled the center. I don't know why they called it double, because that was an error. Moore scored. Rodriguez homered to left center after that. 2 more runs scored, 8-1 Mariners, and that's where the score would end, 8-1. Absolutely terrible, terrible game of the Astros today. Despite a good outing by Kikuchi, the relief pitching, the Astros hitting once again are the 2 main problems in this game. Only 4 hits for the Astros and 1 run. 5 errors show on the board, but I think there were at least 6 errors in that game. Absolutely terrible. The next game is coming up in 2 days. The Astros are off tomorrow, and they'll come back after that. The series with Cleveland starts, and I will be here for that. I hope you can join me for all 3 of those games. But that's it for me. I'm going to go to bed, guys. It is about 6 o'clock on the dot right now, and I got to get up in 2 hours to get to school and do more tests. So thank you for being here, and all I can say is thank you so much for liking the channel. Thank you for your subscriptions, your comments, and your support. All of it is appreciated, and I'll leave you there. That's it. Go Stros. See you guys. Bye-bye.